I went to Ennis tonight to pick up this file folder, which is that thick, of a police officer in Rice, Texas, named Steve Oates. He is a sergeant for the Rice Police Department, but back in 2003, he was under some serious hot water in Fairfield, which is down in Freestone County. He was not only under the Texas Rangers investigation, but an FBI one as well. There are numerous, probably at least 100 pages of newspaper reports, letters to the editor, investigations by the Freestone County newspapers of all this stuff. Missing evidence. Oates sold evidence that he seized. What else is there? I have a bunch of notes here. You guys didn't think I was going to get this, did you? You piece of crap. Oates better hope to God he never stops me in Rice. Because I'll have my camera on too. Let's see here. Took a bunch of notes. Seized evidence, meth lab near the ammunition room. Evidence that just completely doesn't exist. I mean, just all sorts of stuff. Accusations that people were getting evidence planted on them, drugs planted on them, and what else? It's just so much crap. The mayor resigned eventually over this whole thing. Oates later took a deal from the city council, the Fairfield City Council. They said, basically, if you drop your lawsuit against defamation against us, we will not put you under a dishonorable discharge and allow you to go work for another police agency. Unfortunately for Fairfield, Steve Oates came to Rice. Now this is interesting, because this is a writ for habeas corpus, because a suspect that was sentenced to prison actually accuses Oates of planting evidence and on numerous occasions, as well as did not maintain a proper chain of custody regarding the evidence. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that the video is not picking up the text very well. It's not very good close-up camera here, but basically all this is really saying is that Steve Oates just could not be trusted. He had no credibility whatsoever, and a report issued by, this is Chief Mike Faulkner, basically told the city council and the public down in Fairfield, as well as some judicial venues, that his officers, two officers, Steve Oates, now with the Rice Police Department, and Tomas, how do you say his last name, Ontaria or whatever, basically couldn't be trusted. Evidence was missing. Meth labs were right next to the ammunition room of Fairfield Police Department, and now we have problems in Rice with the same guy. But yeah, this is writ of habeas corpus right there. That's the first one. This is, that's a order setting the hearing on a writ of habeas corpus. Again, alleging Steve Oates of horrible misconduct. He was under an FBI investigation. Rice Police Chief Larry Cheek told me at the very first Rice City Council meeting that I went to that he checked into Steve Oates' file, and the FBI didn't convict him of anything, and so therefore there was nothing wrong with it. Well, unfortunately, if you can't try the case in court, you have to come to me, because I try the case in the press, and the Rice Reader is not going to, basically just take the chief's stance just like that. We're going to dig up stuff, and we're going to go down to Ennis at 2 o'clock in the morning and collect a secretive yellow file folder full of all this kind of crap. And Do you ever mix oats with rice? Well, you shouldn't, because it just doesn't go together. But look at this stuff. Okay. I mean, planting drugs on people, telling people that their charges would be dropped if they were to snitch on drug dealers and drug users in town. Of course, that's completely illegal. And, you know, I've collected Dustin Merriman's job 2 months ago. Looks like I'm going to start working on Oates' job, too. This guy doesn't need to be in law enforcement ever. The guy needs to be behind bars. Maybe him and John Allen Hoskins would be bed buddies. But this is just more court documents here from people that were writing to judges to get them relief in some regard on the crap that Steve Oates put him through. Even Chief Mike Faulkner of Fairfield Police Department was quoted as saying that because of these irresponsible acts, lack of moral fiber, and improprieties that have affected the city as a whole, I recommend the city council fire these guys. Speaking of Oates and Ontario.